We often make quick money decisions using simple mental shortcuts. Some work, some don't. Here's one that works on this week's edition of WealthWise. I'm Clark Brown with Elevate Wealth Advisory. Behavioral finance teaches us that heuristics, or mental shortcuts, often lead to money mistakes. But stay tuned to the end, and I'll share a mental shortcut that may stop you from making a big money mistake. There's mountains of academic evidence that demonstrate that most people are often irrational when it comes to money matters. Researchers tell us that we often fall prey to a variety of biases and heuristics that get in the way of rational thinking. Biases are irrational assumptions or beliefs that affect our ability to make a decision based on facts and evidence. Biases are almost always limiting when it comes to money matters. Heuristics are mental shortcuts we use to make decisions quickly, but they can be limiting if the information needed for the decision is false or simply lacking. On the other hand, some heuristics, smart heuristics, can be quite helpful. Let's look at 3 common biases that may cause you to act irrationally with your investments, and then see how we can use a smart heuristic to make a better decision. First, status quo. This happens when you're faced with a choice and you tend to stay with the current situation. You may feel like it's the path of least resistance, but in fact, it may simply be your resistance to change. This bias can cause you to pass up opportunities that may be better suited for you, and in the worst case, jeopardize your financial security by sticking with something that just isn't right for you. Second, loss aversion. It's been demonstrated that we feel the pain of loss twice as great as the joy of gain. This may cause you to hold on to an underperforming investment because you just can't bear to realize the loss of selling it. This too could result in lost opportunities and worse, even greater losses should the investment continue to falter. Third, endowment. This is a tendency to value something more than it is worth simply because you hold it. Often, this is associated with perhaps some sentimental feelings and attachments, like inheriting from your father stock in the company where he worked his entire career. This could lead to taking on excessive investment risk when that one stock makes up more than 5 or 10% of your overall investment portfolio. In each of these cases, a simple thinking shortcut can help you arrive at a more rational decision. Simply ask yourself this: if I had this amount of money in cash today, where would I invest it? For the status quo bias, this will force you to weigh the reasons and rationale for choosing between the 2 alternatives. With loss aversion, it takes realizing the loss out of the mix because it's now a decision of which alternative is better for you right now. And for endowment, it makes you consider, even if you did want to own stock in the company where your father worked, would you really want to own that much? Now, for the shortcut to work, you need to have adequate information to evaluate the 2 alternatives. But after carefully considering these choices, this shortcut could help you arrive at a more rational and thoughtful decision. If you're interested in knowing more about the potential behavioral biases that might trip you up, follow the link below and take the free survey to learn more about your investor personality. And join us for our upcoming webinar with Michael Pompian, author of Behavioral Finance in Your Portfolio, on Tuesday, April 26th at 10 a.m.